Test one. There we go. Okay, game capture. Give me just a second. I haven't streamed in forever and a day. So I have already had to do a few things. Let's see here. There should be... I'm setting OBS up. There should be a beta game capture audio. Yes, there it is. Window. Tail Worlds. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me Okay, hold on. Yes. Hey, bro. How you doing, man? Okay, so I just said hello to my lone viewer tonight. So here's what's going on. I am live streaming this. It is 2:20 a.m. This thing just released 20 minutes ago, my time, and I downloaded it. I had to take some extra time. It looked like I had to switch off of the beta and let it update to like the regular base default game after I downloaded the DLC. And then I also had to, I think maybe disable my mods, possibly. I'm not for sure on that end because I didn't start it through Vortex. I tried to start it through the normal Bannerlord launcher and couldn't launch. So mostly I think I just had to roll off of the beta. But anyway, that's why I got up a little bit later. The whole reason that I'm live streaming this right now is that I want you guys to be able to have access to this immediately on your schedule. As soon as you wake up, as soon as you hit YouTube, whatever it is, the time of the day that it is for you and wherever you're at in the world, I want you to at least see something today. And that brings me to the last part that I have to tell you. We're going to start a campaign here. I'm going to try and set it up like I'm going to do my real actual campaign. Like I think I want to play around with fast mode and see how that goes. But this is not going to be my normal campaign. This is a throwaway character. We're going to bring the Nords up, and I just want to scout these dudes out and find out how they're set up so I can decide how to build my character. I already am really seriously considering, if you've ever watched the Vikings movie, the History Channel TV series Vikings, one of the most famous Vikings of all time. Not the guy that the series revolves around, even though he's super famous too. Ragnvald, I can't remember his name. Ragnvald, I think. But Rollo, his brother. Rollo is maybe not as famous, to be quite honest, but he actually has a larger ripple effect because he's the one that goes and swears fealty and converts to Christianity as a part of a deal with the French king, who bribed him with those two conditions, gave him land in Normandy, and his daughter in marriage. So Rollo married the King of France's daughter, became the Duke of Normandy, and that's the line that eventually becomes, as the Vikings mix with the French, becomes the famous Norman line, where William the Conqueror then a few hundred years later goes across the channel, conquers Anglo-Saxon England, and then Norman and Anglo-Saxon bloodlines mix, and that's what forms the English. So it's a huge ripple effect. But the big reason that I want to kind of role play, I might even name my character Rollo, is because the Nords in this game do not have any cavalry, and that kind of reflects how Vikings fought back in the day. But Rollo, whenever he intermingled with the French, rolled cavalry in, but with a Viking flavor. It was heavy cav, and the Normans created their own style. They were infamous, man. You did not want to see Norman cavalry on the field. They would F you up something awful. And they were just brutal You know, and so I'm thinking I might want to roll that in as we recruit cav troops from the mainland and actually incorporate a cavalry division maybe later on. So those are kind of the goals. Let's go ahead and hit new campaign. And we'll see what's what here. The way I build my character, though, I'm really already pretty much know I need to decide between whether or not my character is gonna carry like harpoons, javelins, or axes. Find out which do I want to specialize in. It depends on what my army carries more of.
Its armies scattered foes before them.
Okay, so I think we've all seen this. This doesn't look changed.
Proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war.
I guess we should let it play as a just in case. Let's just let it play.
From the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions.
Hey, smart stuff. Does everything sound good as far as my voice with game audio?
That it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich. But empires, like men, grow old. Leaders lose a common cause. Corruption spreads. Old enemies learn the Empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day,
Okay.
the bonds holding the Empire snap. Then comes the Civil War.
Okay, I think it's just this scene right here is a little bit low. Give me some more feedback when the game gets going, if you don't mind. Thank you.
A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise, from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world from the ashes of the old.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the intro there remains the same. Oh, here they are, man. The Nords. The Nords are a people made by the sea. The very name of their home, the Nordvig, refers to the icy stretch of glacier-cut coastline that links their scattered settlements. Until recently, their towns were little more than a shrine or market beside a fjord or estuary surrounded by a palisade. Some make a modest living by farming barley and raising sheep, but those with ambition must venture forth in their longships to trade, plunder, or fight for hire. Plus 30% more loot from villages, villagers, and caravans. Oh, that's going to be cool. 20% ship movement speed in rivers and coastal seas. Armies that are commanded by a Nord commander lose 30% more cohesion on land. It reflects this will reflect their people's discomfort with going very far inland and with larger continents, I would assume. All right, well, we'll hit next. And let's give him a beastly voice.
Let them advance! We won! Infantry!
That's always my favorite. What's he sound like at the deepest?
For the wall! Yay! Onward! Form a wall!
Okay, we're going to go with that one. He is slightly above average height. We're going to make him like this is what the Nord bloodlines would be like, right? We'll give him some weight. His build. Oh, that's interesting. So I see. All right, well, let's thicken up his build and lower his weight some. I think that'll be good right there. We're not going to spend very long on character customization. We'll randomize his face. Now, all the reports that I'm hearing from the YouTubers that have had early access is that this DLC has been excellent. So I hope that that rings true. I don't want to get my hype too jacked up so that I set my own disappointment up, you know. But I like the sound of that. We're going to stick with his default here. And I don't know, do I want to go blonde? Oh, that changed all of that shiznit. Oh, did that change his whole body? No, I'm only on here. Maybe we'll do something like that. Give him the beard. I kind of like that. The goat. That's what he had. Ah, there we go. I kind of like that. I don't like that at all. Maybe I would do that if I was playing as the Kuzate. We're going to go with this one right here. And when it comes to color, you know what? I pick dark hair a lot. Oh, should we make him a ginger? Oh, yeah, we should. We should go ginger. Will he be a dark-haired ginger? I kind of like this. Let's maybe experiment a little bit with his hair. Let's see what else he has to offer here. I wish they had like shaved sides, you know. Well, I guess this was shaved sides, but I don't know quite how to describe what I'm talking. Shaved sides where they have the bangs that come over, you know. That would have been nice. I take this one a lot. I mean, for good reason, in my opinion. I'm going with it. The high ponytail, yeah. Yeah, for a Nord, that just seems right. Let's go back to his, I guess his face. How do I stretch his face out? Maybe I can't on this generator. Okay, well, I said we weren't going to spend a lot of time. No face paint. That was more of a, I want to say Celtic, but the Picts. That was more of a Pictish thing. Okay, hit next. So, what do we have here? You were born into a family of Hersir. Steward, one-handed, and vigor. Now, I'm going to go with Tactical's suggestion, I think, where he tries to make a warrior first and then focuses on the other stuff later. Now, I can't really recall if he does that just with companions or if it's companions and his main character, because it still kind of makes sense to me to plus up your intelligence initially, because these are hard to build. We're probably going to take this to at least 4. But instead of stacking into social, I might take probably vigor. Since we don't ride horses, I think I'll take vigor as my second attribute. All right, so here we would get steward, one-handed, and vigor. That seems pretty good. What's our other options? Got a little bit of lag here. There we go. 1 focus point to trade, 1 to charm, 1 to social. Okay. Focus points to scouting and charm, and a point to intelligence. Smithing and engineering and intelligence. Bow, medicine, and control. Throwing, roguery, and cunning. I think this is all pretty... Oh, well, that's new. Trade, boatswain, and social. Engineering, shipmaster, and endurance. Well, you know what? Endurance is still going to be important because of athletics, but I think that we'll be skilling this up so naturally I don't have to really focus it. We're going to go with Hairseer. We'll take another point into vigor. That brings us up to 3. We get the point to one-handed, which is going to be important. And we get the point to stewardship. Go red for dead. Smart Stuff says, talking about the hair color. All right. As a child, you were noted for... leadership, tactics, and cunning. Two-handed throwing and vigor. Athletics, bow, and control. Engineering, trade, and intelligence. Yeah. Maybe I can find intelligence on another one. Charm, leadership, and social. That's what I usually take. Riding, medicine, and endurance. Boatswain, scouting, and intelligence. I think we'll go with this one. Now, just so with that we know here, let's look at these 3 traits, starting with Mariner. Enhances your personal combat prowess during naval engagements and bolsters your effectiveness in leading troops and employing tactics in sea battles. Enhances your personal combat prowess during naval engagements and bolsters your effectiveness in leading troops and employing tactics in sea battles. Boatswain, meanwhile, governs the well-being and discipline of your ship's crew, as well as the vessel's overall combat readiness, including rigging and supplies. So this is about, probably, I would imagine this is about being faster on the water and getting in and out of port faster. Think about like a car pitting in NASCAR. This one may actually be about speed. Shipmaster improves your navigational abilities, the effectiveness of naval siege engines under your command, and the speed and quality of ship repairs and upgrades. Yeah. Okay. So now each one of these are actually governed by 2 attributes up here. So we'll get a better look at that whenever we get into the game and can open up the character sheet. So I was going to take this one. Boatswain, scouting, and intelligence. So that'll bring us up to 3 on intelligence. Okay, herded the sheep will be athletics, throwing, and control. That's tempting. Village smithing would be two-handed smithing and vigor. I'm not really interested in two-handed. I know that from what I can tell with Tactical Enlightenment, who is right now my go-to source, especially when it comes to battles and stuff, which is what I'm dealing with here. He levels up both. He goes into one-handed and two-handed. Now, that might be old information I'm looking at. I don't do that. I typically will take one-handed or two-handed and couple it with polearm, but I only level 2 of these 3 until I get to where I have like throwaway skill points, and then maybe. So if I would like to know what Tactical's reasoning is behind that. It could be that there are perks in all of these trees that are very good for the whole warband. You know, I'm not quite sure, but I differ from him on that, unless I'm just misunderstanding or I'm looking at old information. Right here it would be smithing, engineering, and intelligence, medicine, scouting, and endurance, bow, tactics, and cunning, trade, charm, and social, boatswain, athletics, and endurance. Well, that's good also. Yeah, we're going to go with this. Worked as a deckhand on a fishing boat. Okay. Charm, scouting, social. Throwing, tactics, and cunning. Athletics, polearm, and endurance. Engineering, bow, and intelligence. Roguery, medicine, and cunning. Cunning, though, governs one of these. I don't remember which, but I never go into cunning, so this might shift how I have to play depending on what of these three I end up liking. Right now, I'm just making a character that's pretty heavily invested in boatswain so far. Throwing, one-handed, and control. I might take that. Mariner, one-handed, and vigor. I prefer that. Yeah, I prefer that over getting a point into control and throwing. Even though throwing is going to be pretty, I think so. My impression is that throwing is very important for the Nords. Almost all of their troops have throwing weapons. So again, I may wind up having to build a character differently if I'm wanting to min-max than what I normally do. Our dude looks cool, man. One-handed, two-handed, and vigor. 1 to valor, 20 to renown. Tactics, leadership, and cunning. Trade, smithing, and intelligence. Polearm, bow, and control. Athletics, roguery, and endurance. Perhaps. Even though I don't tend to use roguery. Or charm, steward, and social. This is the one that I almost always go with. But there was another one up here that had, what was that, point to intelligence? Trade and smithing, That was the only one, huh? Vigor, cunning, intelligence, control, endurance. Man, this one's a little bit hard to turn down, guys. Do I want to be different? I guess this is a throwaway character. I shouldn't really care too much. Let's start with this one. We're heavy into vigor. Vigor 5, a wasted point into two-handed, but 3 points to start out with in one-handed. What's the other one? It might be better to go with that. A second point in athletics. Where was that at? Polearm, bow and control, athletics, roguery, and endurance. No, I don't think so. I don't want to split my attribute points up that much. I want to go heavy into vigor and intelligence for the beginning. All right. All right. Eat Smart likes the look also. Yeah, the Nords look good, man. People have been talking about it. Like, their armor is just kind of cool looking. And I guess I left our guy with gray eyes. I kind of meant to give him blue eyes, but this will work. All right, we'll hit next. Hey, we have one more shot here. Okay, what do we have? One-handed, athletics, and vigor. Oh, that's super tempting. Bow, tactics, and control. Riding, scouting, and endurance. Riding, scouting, endurance. No. Okay, roguery, tactics, cunning. Leadership, charm, social. Engineering, two-handed, and intelligence. Ah, man. See, that if tactical's right, and I should be taking all of those. This is very, I think I'm going to go with that, which maybe affords me for that control one. I'd hate to, I don't really do trade, I don't do smithing. So I don't really want to throw points into that. Polearm and bow. If I took a bow coupled with one-handed, I wouldn't be able to carry the polearm, and I like to have a polearm. I think we should just go heavy. Real heavy into vigor. We're just going to make a warlord. Our dude's a scrapper. An idea is kind of interesting. I'll go ahead and go with that, especially since I hit random again and it brought up the same name. I'll say that's an omen. Okay, so we're going to set this up here off of Bannerlord, but then let's see, friendly troops, realistic recruitment, realistic map movement. Sometimes I cheat here, but we'll go realistic. Persuasion difficulty. I cheat here sometimes too. Like I go easy, but let's keep it at realistic. Combat AI challenging. Let's give it a shot. Clan member battle death chance. Back that down. Reduced by 50%. We're going to keep birth and aging. We're going to go disable battle death for hero. That's the only option, huh? For player hero. I thought there was a 50% option here too. We'll keep that default. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I didn't load it up as fast mode. I should have done that from the launch menu. So we do not have fast mode selected right now. Yeah, Eat Smart agrees. Killers win. Big vigor.
Brother, it's been 3 days now we've been tracking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch them. How are we going to rescue our brother and sister? Are we up for a fight?
Dude, they put in Nordic accents. That's cool.
This looks like an old training field for the legions. Perhaps we can spare some time and brush up on our skills. The practice could come in handy when we catch up with the raiders.
I don't think so.
Are you sure about that? All right then. Let us split up and look for the little ones separately. I'll send you a word if I find them before you do.
Now that part sounded British.
One other thing, brother. We want people to take us seriously. We may be leading many...
Okay, so even in my own headphones, these cutscenes are low in volume, so I think that's probably a separate adjustment in my options. You are at a train field. Okay, leave. And this is the typical... Oh, you know what? We're not up there in the Nordic land, are we? Sure, we'll take this. And we got to make our banner. Now, we may already be hosed. I have to look at this. I just always like black and gold, man. That looks nice. This is what it would typically be, but... And then that would maybe be my backup, but I just like these colors, so we're going to go with that. Alright. Throughout your travels, you overheard hushed conversations about a new menace, a pirate confederacy terrorizing the coast of Calradia. These northern corsairs have built a reputation for trading in captives from bandits and raiders such as the ones who attacked your family. Do you want to go to Ostica now to try to pick up your sister's trail and embark on a hunt across the seas of Calradia? Okay, maybe that's the option, because that's new. It still doesn't put me up in... This is where I would expect to be. Right up here. This is the Nordic lands. Go to the port. You're strolling through Ostican streets when you hear raised voices coming from a side alley. You turn to look and see 3 rough-looking men accosting an older man in a cloak. His gaze shifts quickly from one to the other, and his body is tensed as though he is going to spring into action. You sense a fight is about to start. Okay, well, we're loading up. Okay.
Listen, you lot, I'm in a bit of a hurry. If I give you a penny each, will you stop pestering me,
You are Gunnar of Lagshofen, aren't you? We've got a message from the Sea Hounds for you.
You've got a message from those curs. Out with it, then. What's your message?
The message is that you will die, you damn fool!
And how should I die then? Of old age? While you three work up the courage to attack a wizened graybeard? Go on. You've delivered your message. Now scamper off.
We'll send you down to the Pale One's hungry holes right now. Kill him, boys!
I don't know how to draw my sword. Oh, there. Okay, it was my mouse wheel.
By my blood. Damn, that hurts. Ugh. I think I'm all right, though. Thank you.
Okay, click to continue.
I am Gunnar of Lagshofen, from the Nordvig lands. I've come to this port seeking warriors and a ship. These men we fought were allies of a pirate gang who called themselves the Sea Hounds. They have been raiding and slaving along the Nordvig shores, and I intend to go to war with them. The Sea Hounds and I have history, and nowadays they hate my guts as fiercely as I hate theirs. Somebody must have sent word of my whereabouts to their local friends, as these lowlifes had a mind to do me in. Again, you have my thanks for evening the odds. I know what it's like to lose family to slavers. If you're still searching, look to the Sea Hounds. They've got their hands in most of the slaving that happens along these coasts.
Okay.
It's hard to believe now, but they were once my brothers in arms. Years ago we fought side by side in the last great rebellion in the north. Most of the clans and many freemen like myself refused to bow to Volbjörn the Usurper, as he was then called. But Volbjörn knew how to speak to men's desires. He won over the bigger clans with promises of land and silver. And when summer came and he brought a fleet to give us battle, he had with him so many longships that their sails covered the horizon. We still fought them, of course, but the numbers were too many to beat. They dishonor what we fought for. I'm no stranger to battle. I'll kill when I must. They murder for pleasure, thinking the All-Father rewards bloodthirst. He wants warriors, not hounds. I mean to gather up some of my kin and friends to go against the Sea Hounds. Just a few days ago I ran into an old comrade of mine here in Ostikan. He is called Puri, and he happens to own a fast ship. He promised to help me capture a Sea Hound ship and put together a crew.
Okay.
So, I'm going to make you a proposal. Perhaps you'd like to come with us. I can't guarantee we'll find your kin, but I can promise a good fight. And if we win, a bit of fine loot. And, well, if you'd ever had an interest in learning how to handle a ship, you won't find any better school than these northern seas. You can find Purig in the tavern and introduce yourself. I should go get myself cleaned up and get ready to travel.
Okay. Alright, Eat Smart says that option should be here in audio. Master volume, effects volume, music volume, voiceover volume. That must be it. Let's try 0.8. Muffles the sound sources behind obstacles forced on in multiplayer. Okay. Okay, where's this dude at? Bjorn is his name. Glyph. Landing townswoman game host. He did say go to the tavern, right? Townsman. 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 Townswoman. Townsman. Musician. Musician. Of course, tavern maid. Cook. Townswoman. Townswoman. Townsman. Maybe he's... Oh, here he is. Oh, see, look at that haircut. Man, was I looking at that before whenever I was thinking to style my own hair? Because his looks more cool. Alright.
Aye? So, who are you then?
Nadir? We were in a fight. Let's do this one right here. This sounds more appropriate. Gives them better information.
Oh, a fight, you say? Gunnar and you won, huh? He's alive?
Let's name them. Be
Well,
specific.
Good for you two. Gunnar is a tough old goat and rather hard to kill. I shall have to ask him about it when I get the chance. So, yes, I agreed to help him in his little feud with the Sea Hounds. For old time's sake, I've got my ship and men ready to sail.
Hold command key. Control? Control key, maybe? To see individual markers for people in the tavern.
If you're indeed of a mind to go with us, I'm happy to take you. But I've only got room for you. So if you've got any traveling companions, you'll need to leave them in this port. I'm sure you'll be back soon to rejoin them, safe and sound. Come down to the ship with me then. Wind and tide are with us, and I won't tarry long.
Okay, off we go. We're about to get on a ship.
My brothers, I hope this letter finds you well. I told you that I might soon ask you to join me in Ostikan. That time has now come. Let me tell you what has befallen me since we last parted. I have been trying to gather warriors here to help us fight the Sea Hounds. I was lucky to find one very capable and brave soul who came to my help when they ambushed me in an alley. This warrior has a sister who was enslaved along this coast and agreed to join me in my hunt, in the hope of learning more about her whereabouts. I had planned to sail out of Ostikan with our old comrade, Purig. I considered myself very fortunate to have found him. Here was a warrior with a ship who shared my hatred of the Sea Hounds, ready to sail with me. But I had misjudged him. He was instead the lowest form of traitor.
Oh no.
A man whose feigned camaraderie concealed a contempt for all that we value. The first night on the open sea, we were woken up by Purig's men holding knives to our throats. Purig had struck a deal with the Sea Hounds, and he intended to hand me over to them to be tortured and killed.
Gosh.
He was always ambitious, and seemed eager to win favor with what he imagined to be a new power in the north. I am sorry, old friend, he said, but the Sea Hounds are strong and rich, and I think you always wanted to die spitting defiance at your foes. This was the last he spoke to me. His men chained us to the oars. The sea was calm and the weather hot. They made us row hard, and we suffered greatly as we cruised the coast looking for merchantmen. Presumably Purig wished to appear before the Sea Hounds with a prize or two in his hands to make more of an impression. In this way, his plan was undone by his greed. On the third day, we came across a stubby trading Knar and gave chase. As we closed, the Knar's crew first started to dump their cargo and then their own selves, as the pirates were shooting them with their bows. Eventually, we caught the Knar. Purig sent us as oar slaves to his prize, alongside some crew who hadn't jumped, with some pirates to guard us as he gathered up all the floating cargo. That was a mistake. His men found some casks of wine aboard the Knar and failed to chain us properly. Pjuriksnekja by then was some distance away, and we realized that if we wanted to end our miserable ordeal, we'll never get a better opportunity.
Alright, so it's a mutiny. Well, not really a mutiny. We're not part of the crew.
It's now or never.
Crew, excuse me.
Strike them down.
Okay. Once more, we're going to address this audio because it still seemed low to me. We're just going to crank it to 100. And maybe bring master volume up to 0.5. How do I free Gunmar? How did I not block that? Gosh, man. That's a lot to take on, man. I'm gonna die. Okay, so I need to defeat the first guy, probably by sneaking up on him or something. And then I need to grab his weapon.
Your chain is loose. It's now or never. Get up and strike them down.
Apparently I forget how to crouch. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, man. I'm bad. I am not good at this. I'm gonna have to turn that skill level down, at least initially. Can I do that? Gameplay. Performance video. Oh, I don't think I can, man. Well, this sucks. we might actually have to start over again. Player received damage. Realistic. Easy. It was already on very easy. Okay, well, great.
It's now or never. Get up and strike them down.
Oh boy, man. I got the axe. See, it's just, I don't know how to take on two guys at once, man. This looks impossible to me.
Your chain is loose.
That's a heck of a tough opening fight, in my opinion. Maybe I need to keep with the whirling chain. Oh, that sucks. There's no skill here, it's just luck.
Help us get these chains off, huh?
I'm really not sure how I took that little damage. I just was slamming my button. Automatically blocking in the correct direction, okay. Oh, there we go. I have to press this twice.
Well done. That's twice now you've gotten me out of a bad spot.
Well, normally I'd say we put as much distance between us and Burg as quickly as we can, but those merchants are still out there floundering in the waves. We can't leave them there. I can get the sail up, take the steering oar. Let's see if we can get them out of the water. Okay, ship controls. Go to its command point and interact with it by pressing F. I would expect the command point to be back here. Maybe it's the mast? This will let you control the ship. Well, I am not seeing this command. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I was about to use that control button to see if I could find it. Okay, in order to change your active oarsman amount, press X. There are several different camera perspectives for your ship. Try switching between them by pressing C.
Can you see those poor lads thrashing in the water over there?
Okay. Oh, first person, all right. Let's go with this for right now. Yes, I see them. Steer the ship. 147. Unknown. Okay, using W key to move forward.
Right. Now, let's slow down so they can climb aboard. There's 2 more of them over there. Let's go fish them out.
To use the wind as efficiently as possible, check the ship widget in the lower right of your screen. The wind dial displays the direction of the wind. Try to... I lost my spot. Try to keep it within the green zones to generate the most forward force. Press Z to unfurl the sail. When you want to slow down, you can furl your sails again by pressing Z. You can also use your oarsman by pressing
Right.
S.
Now, let's slow down so they can climb aboard.
And we have the beginnings of a crew. Thank you.
Heaven be praised. We thought we'd escape the arrows, only to be drowned by the waves. Heaven protect us all.
Not bad on the voice acting. I like it. Tailworlds has made some money with their base game and has clearly poured at least some of it into their DLC here.
Think nothing of it, lads. You've done the same for us, one sailor for another. So, look, lads. Purig is still around, but I suspect he's overladen and undermanned. I doubt he can find us before nightfall, which is good because I don't think we can outfight him. By my reckoning, we're still not far from Ostikan. So, row, my boys, for Ostikan and safety. So look, lads. Purig is still around, but I should...
Okay. Choosing perk upgrades. Yes, we get to do that now. Okay, so here I might actually want to take Basher. Plus 50% damage and longer stun duration with shield bashes. Negative 4% damage taken by infantry while in shield wall formation. I still think wrapped handles is better. Plus 20% handling to one-handed weapons, and plus 30 one-handed skill to your infantry troops. I'll take that one. Athletics. Plus 3% combat movement speed, plus 5% combat movement speed to troops in your formation. Or should we take the hit points? Well, we don't have cavalry, so combat speed may actually be really important to the Nords. But maybe I give some time for other people to figure that out, because hit points is really, really nice. So I think I'm going to stick with that until told otherwise by like the community consensus. Okay. Well, we might as well go ahead and put one more point into here, and we are done with one-handed. 6 points in vigor, 5 focus points in one-handed. We're going to level up fast. And I think I'm going to go athletics. And once I get a horse, which would be later down the line, probably this throwaway character won't ever make it there. That's when I'll start throwing points into polearm. So we're going to plus up here. Okay, so guess we want to click on the port of Ostican. Now, some things have changed with this map. So Carbantheth, for example, is down here on the coastline now. The bays have expanded more. These port cities are pretty important. Provend is a port city, so it moved over a little bit from completely inland to on the river here. Or I guess this right here would be an estuary. Estuary. All right, you return to Ostican Harbor and tie your ship up at the pier. Besides the Valandian traders and fishing vessels lies a small Nordic longship. Gunnar tells you that some of his comrades have responded to his call to hunt the sea hounds. He tells you he needs to dictate a letter to some others and asks you to meet him later in the port. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and skip time forward. This is a nice looking picture.
Well, I sent off my letter, and I spoke to some men from my homeland who have just arrived. They are sick of sea hound raids and ready to join us in our hunt. I'm afraid we cannot take your own companions, however. There's not enough room on the ship, and my men aren't willing to trust their lives to any other vessel in these northern seas.
Very well.
I recommend you make ready to sail again soon, but we have a bit of time.
All right, well, I'm not going to role play here. If I were role playing, I would say this is for our position. We're prying an awful lot right here. Maybe it's just the way it's worded. But because we're trying to discover the game, we're just going to click on all these dialogue options.
The ones with us now are farmers from the island of Baneland, near my village at Laxhoven. They are good men and well motivated. That coast has suffered greatly at the hands of the Sea Hounds, but they are not warriors who live for battle.
Smart. I assume that these voices still sound a little bit low, because it doesn't sound like it's changed a whole lot to me.
The letter, though, was addressed to one of my very old friends, Bjolgur of Agelting. When he left the rebellion, he chose neither peace nor banditry. He chose instead to join the Skolderbruda, the Shield Brothers. Rather than fight for a king, he said he would fight for whoever pays him. A king may turn out to be unworthy of his warrior's valor, but gold is never unworthy.
Well, that's a different take on honor, isn't it?
I do not pretend that I see eye to eye with Bjolgur on all things, but he, like me, prefers to match his skill against other warriors, and he has kin in Vineland. He will not come immediately, as he must take permission from his brotherhood. But when he does come, we will be very glad of his help.
Okay.
I recommend you make ready to sail again soon, but we have a bit of time. I suppose I have time for an old war story or two, if you're truly of a mind to hear. As I told you, we fought together against old King Volbjörn. Many of us were from Vineland and other parts of the Nordvig, where even the Jarls tread lightly. A man who called himself our king. Well, we weren't having any of that. We didn't call ourselves the Sea Hounds back then, but we flew the Dog's Head banner to show our loyalty to each other and to our cause.
Okay.
We fought, but we lost in a great battle in Valvik Bay. I and 100 other captives were led before Volbjörn, and the king ordered his men to take our heads. A dozen or so were killed before me, so I had time to think up something to say. As they held me down to receive the blow, I told Volbjörn that it was a good thing I'd eaten not long ago, so I could let him know directly from the High Hall what sort of feast they'd prepared for him there. I thought he'd order me cut open or flayed, but instead Volbjörn laughed and told me that he liked my mettle. He'd spare my life and the lives of the rest of my comrades, so long as I swore an oath not to take up arms against him again. Volbjörn had made his point with a dozen headless bodies at his feet, and men paying the land tax or serving in his armies were of more value to him than corpses. If I swore, 100 of my comrades could return to their families. So, I swore. Some of our number never showed up at the battle, however. I can imagine how it went for them after that. Mocked in taverns or in scraps of songs sung by children. The North is not forgiving of those who throw away their good name. Their old life where they were feared rather than scorned must have seemed much sweeter in comparison. And of course they conceived a great resentment against those of us who faced death and showed them up as cowards. These are the ones who became the Sea Hounds, who aimed to steal the wealth and glory that they failed to win in battle.
Wow.
The North is not forgiving of those who throw away their good name. Their old life where they were I recommend you make ready to sail again soon. But we have a bit of... I do not know for sure. If I had ever knowingly given him insult, I never would have sailed on his ship.
Okay.
A true warrior to my mind knows his own mettle. He does not need others to remind him of his honor. He knows that sometimes in war you suffer bad luck. Your ship arrived late. You were carried away in the rush of a rout. You were defeated by a king with forces far greater than your own. Other men, on the other hand, crave glory. They must hear the cheers of townsfolk and wear gilded armor given to them by kings.
Yeah, there are some people that are really like this.
Envied by other men. And if they aren't, they may hear a little voice in their head telling them that they can steal this glory, that they can slay the weak and take their wealth and buy the respect that they crave.
And there's that also, stolen valor. But they're not always together. So I've met people before that have that first problem. They don't have the second problem, but they have the first problem. And it makes them easily manipulated because there's another personality type out there that looks for exactly that, so that they can kind of like hit them with honeyed words, you know, and get them to do anything that they want. These are manipulators.
That voice spoke to Purig. He gave into it, and it twisted his heart into something truly dark. He is a husk of a man filled only with ambition and wounded pride, all concealed beneath a fair face and a friendly laugh.
Wow, that's actually pretty profound and hard-hitting. He is a husk of a man, filled only with ambition and wounded pride. You know, think about the things that drive you and then find out, where do those sources come from? Are they healthy or are they unhealthy? And how does it open you up to people? Like, I have found that what we think is well hidden is actually broadcast pretty brightly to certain other personality types. So, man, like, not having self-awareness can really hurt you in this world.
I recommend you make ready to sail again soon. But we have... Well, I do not think we will have to go very far to start our hunt. A pair of ships have been patrolling off our coast, robbing passing fishermen.
Okay.
And I'd wager one of my eyes to a bale of herring that they're sea hounds. They scatter like minnows whenever a real warship sets out, but I think that my men's little vessel will be prey much to their liking.
Hopefully the fight will come to us.
Right. To the ship, then.
Okay, so now we're going to get into a fight. Defeat the Sea Hounds. So, says that hopefully they'll find us. Here they come, 20 Sea Hounds. They're closing fast. Alright, as you sail out of Ossican Harbor, you spot a single ship anchored just offshore. As soon as it sights you, it runs out its oars and steers to intercept your course. It is not waiting for its partner, and is probably not expecting you to put up much of a fight. Ship warfare, man.
Fishing vessel. All right now, boys. Let's show them that their prey has teeth of its own.
Before you board an enemy ship, you must be close to them.
Get us close so we can board.
Approach the enemy ship by using direct control. Okay. This is what I wanted to do. Unfurl.
Get us close so we can board.
Okay, I misjudged how long it would take me to turn. Oh, it did give me the R key for attempt boarding. Get ready to board. Trying to ram them,
So we can board.
but they probably don't want me to do that just yet.
The lines are holding.
To give orders to your troops, select your own formation by pressing 1. Okay, and then F3 to charge. I guess I don't really take place in this because I'm steering the ship. Captured Nars ship cut loose. Oh man, everybody fell into the water. I told my guys to charge again. Can we scroll in, zoom in? No. Can do this. Oh, okay. I pressed X earlier because I saw that axe and I thought maybe that was to switch to combat mode, but that's what cut me loose from the ship. That's what the icon is indicating. Ship cleared. Your men make quick work of the pirates. As the fighting dies down, you find that the sea hounds were carrying captives, bound and stashed beneath the rowing benches. You cut their bonds and help them to their feet as your lookouts scan the waters for any sign of the second ship.
That's one sea hound defeated, but the other can't be too far away. We captured a second ship, though. It's a Snekya. We should be quick and nimble. How about you cross over and take the helm? I'll keep command of our old Knar.
Okay, now I've heard that as you expand your fleet, you could see your speed on the map drop significantly. And that's because you don't have enough men in your warband to man all the oars. So they actually factor that in. It's a little bit like a version of if you don't have enough horses in your party, like rideable horses, for all the foot soldiers in your party in the old Bannerlord, then you would get a significant speed penalty. It's the same kind of mechanic applied with different characteristics.
Splendid! Let's go chase down that second sea hound. I see them. Untie our ships and let's have at it.
Press X when your ship is connected. Okay, so they're doing it right now. When you're in direct control of it, press X
I'll let you decide how to fight
to cut loose.
Maneuver a bit, or just go straight at them.
That's the city. Okay, here they are. You can command friendly ships as long as you have the suitable authority. To command a ship to attack an enemy ship, press 2 and then press F4 to issue the engage order.
Hear me!
Okay, off they go. Maybe we can board her from both sides now.
Soldiers!
Oh, it's like...
Warriors, he's shooting! Take them down!
Okay.
Strike hard, boys!
Soldiers! Charge!
Attack the second Sea Hound ship with your allies. I couldn't get my allies to attack. It was telling me that it was ordering the captured ship, which is the one that I'm captaining right now.
Hear me!
Does seem like it highlighted it. Once again, you are victorious. Gunnar, meanwhile, inspects the fallen pirates and soon finds one who is only slightly wounded and able to speak.
I'm new at this. I'm just a farmer who fell on hard times. I signed on with this ship in Varcheg a month ago. They told me we'd be trading grain and ivory across the Bialik. I didn't know we'd be attacking honest folks like yourselves.
I don't believe him.
These sea hounds are trolls and demons, not men. I want no part of this anymore. Spare me, and I promise I'll go back to my old life.
I mean, you could have made that decision on your own earlier without the added incentive of trying to save your neck. If you could trade me this information, I'll spare your life. Otherwise, I think you're a filthy liar. You know, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, and I don't mind breaking yours.
We purchased some slaves from some bandits in Ostikan. We were planning on selling them onward to another buyer further south along the coast. Perhaps your sister was one of them? Will you spare me?
We purchased some slaves from some bandits in Ostikan. We were planning on selling them onward to another buyer further south along the coast. Perhaps your sister was one of them. Okay. That's some pretty sketch information.
Are you really a farmer now? Calluses such as those on your hands are made by oars, not plows.
Yep.
And I see a scar on your sword arm that doesn't look like it came from the kick of a mule. Indeed, I might even recall your name. Ralgar Eelnose, is it not?
Gunnar of Lagshofen. 3 of your shipmates have we visited while reaving. One died well. The others, it's said that your people are mean and stingy hosts, but those 2 gave us some fine entertainment. As for you, friend of Gunnar, I told you where to seek your sister. Best rescue her quick, or she may take a liking to one of our brave lads and give you a litter of sea puppies. So, there you have it. I fulfilled my end of the bargain. Put me ashore.
You lied. The bargain is void. Gunnar, do what you will with him. We will spare your life, but the sea may have other plans for you. Over the side you go. I keep my bargains, however loathsome they may be. We shall put you ashore. Now, I think he gave us sketch information, man. And not that he lied to us, but that's very, very, very vague. And there's no promise at all. He didn't make any promise that our sister... He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So his life is worth very little, but he gave us practically nothing. Those 2 things don't match up. So you know what? Bravery is not the same as stupidity. You're dumb. You ran your mouth. Go talk with the sharks. Okay. Well, where are we supposed to go now? I guess we'll follow up on his information. Maybe the dude was telling the truth, but that was a blind guess. Well, you know what? I'm a blind guess that you can make your way back to the harbor before the sharks find you. You get the same shot you gave me. I crack myself up, guys. I am like the most forgiving kind of liking kind of person. I mean, I've had people get annoyed with me about how quick I am to forgive, but I've got a switch too. Like, I have another side of my personality, and there's really no gradient. There is no like, oh, I can see his mood starting to change. No, it's like immediately, and I'm a different person in some ways. And it just makes me laugh at myself. You know, I think the whole thing's funny. We need food. So we're going to go back to Ostikan. See, we're losing people already. Alright, we completed the quest. Let's talk to Gunnar. I guess it's Gunnar. think that's how I heard them pronounce it.
Greetings.
Gunnar.
Listen,
Gunnar.
when we sailed with Purik, I was hoping that he would help me fight the Sea Hounds near Valvik. His betrayal, of course, has cost us time, but I think that plan is still a good one. The captive we took, Hralgar, said that the Sea Hounds expect to find rich pickings near Vineland. I think I know what he's talking about. Every year, a Vlandian merchant ship travels to the far north bearing hunters and other fortune seekers. It should be returning south around this time. These men have spent the last month gathering walrus ivory, fur and whale oil, all of which are quite valuable in the Southlands. Such a prize would be a great boon to the Sea Hounds. I propose that we deny it to them. We can sail to Valvik, meet this merchant, and escort them south, sinking or taking any Sea Hounds we encounter. Our longship is ready. If you can join me, then we should set out as soon as you are ready. One thing, it is hard to resupply at sea. So do make sure we have plenty of supplies with us to go to Valvik and back. 20 loads of grain and meat, or the equivalent, should be sufficient for our voyage. The captive we took, Hralgar, said that the Sea Hounds expect to find rich pickings nearby. Such a prize would be a... Our longship is ready. If you... One thing, it is hard to resupply.
Okay, so this is where we will go. Guess I would leave and then hit the trade port. Tutorial equipment sets. We kind of know about that. Every character in Calradia has 3 equipment sets for different purposes: civilian, battle, and stealth. You can switch between their sets using the buttons over the character's model. Note that some equipment may be unusable in certain equipment sets due to their intended environment. I've never really seen any pluses to improving your civilian equipment set. I think I'm probably in the wrong there, and there's just something I don't know. But I've hardly ever touched this, or whenever I try to, I can't really find good pieces that fit in there. Every now and again, I find like a merchant's hat or something. But we are here for food. Hey, it looks like meat is cheaper, so we're gonna grab 20. We'll just grab 27. Oh, that puts us overweight. That is way overweight. Capacity exceeded. I wonder if there's something here I'm not understanding. Like, is this loading on to me personally instead of my ship? Let's just buy it and find out what happens. Okay, so I've got exceeded capacity. But if we go to the port, go to town center. Okay. Go to port, take a walk around the port. All right. Control button, shift button, alt button. Okay. Eat Smart was saying hit the command button before, and I think for me it's the alt button. To bring up your various targets, points of interest. Man, the new environments. I was going to say graphics, but I mean, it's the same game, right? It looks the same. Bannerlord's already a good-looking game. 1.13 brought some really terrific lighting changes. But the new environments here with the ships being built, you got the harbor, ships in the water. Man, this is... I'm digging it. Oh, look at that. Where you can launch them. You build them right here, and then you flood this area with water and launch them out. Where's my my quest guy? There he is, okay. His exclamation point blended in with the surrounding environment.
Are we ready to sail to Valvik to escort those Vlandian merchants? They will wait as long as they can, but they cannot wait forever.
Yeah, we're ready. Okay, so now if I go to inventory. Okay, see. We have 2,110 capacity. Let's make sure we don't sell those. Also, this is a good time to go ahead and show you what I was talking about. So we got the Mariner here, and it's governed by, where is that going to tell me? Information. How to learn. Fight on deck during naval encounters and win simulated naval battles. It enhances your personal combat prowess during naval engagements and bolsters your effectiveness in leading troops and employing tactics in sea battles. Party leader, naval simulation advantage, naval. I don't see where it tells me what attributes govern it. Because it should be 2. I saw Tactical Enlightenment teach this. So I can at least point you to his channel. But it said that before. Oh, you know what? It wasn't Tactical Enlightenment. I don't remember who it was. It was a different YouTube video I watched. Now Tactical may have gone over it also. But in the video I watched under their pre-release version, I thought I remembered seeing that it said up here. Which two of these attributes governed each one? But oh well. We'll just press on. Yeah, eSmart agrees. It looks really good. It's a real nice feel. Immersive, I guess, is the word that we would use. I think we're supposed to go up this way, actually. Havalvik. I do not know at all. I have no intuition when it comes to the Nordic tongue. I think a lot of these words I'm just going to butcher.
Ahoy! Who are you? And what's your purpose?
We're here to escort you if you'll have us.
If that's the case, then we're glad to have you around. Back in Shalvik port, we heard rumors of these pirates, and we were none too pleased that we had to venture out alone like this. Tell me then, are you asking anything for your services?
So they sound like they have a German accent, but the Vlandians are supposed to be modeled off of the Normans. So I would have given them a French accent. Although, I guess at this time, well, you know, can't tie it to real world too much. I was just about to say, like, Normandy would have just been getting started, and so they would still have these Nordic accents, but I'm thinking real world. In this fantasy world of Calradia, Valandia has been around for a while. A small share of your cargo would be customary. Yeah, we shouldn't do it for free.
Very well. Should we arrive safely, we will happily show our gratitude with a contribution to your cause. The wind is brisk and the waves are choppy, so try not to venture too far away. May the heavens protect us from pirates and the perils of the sea.
Okay. So, I totally missed in there where I'm supposed to escort them to. Guess I can open up my quest. Escort the Valandians. Merchant ship sailing home from Vineland. So anywhere in Valandia? Let's try going to Ostikin then. Uh-oh. Merchant at... Oh! Alright, a ship calls out one of your lookouts. You can see it too. A square sail outlined against the steel gray northern sky. One of the sea hounds stalking the merchant seems to be closing in on its prey.
Warriors! Stop shooting! Hear me and shoot at will!
The Blackfish. Who's the Blackfish? Is that me or my partner?
Warriors! Hold on! Loose arrows! Hear me! Hold! Pick your targets!
Man, I could have sworn he said F4.
Soldiers!
Okay, that is selecting my... Because there's a green icon, it's selecting them.
Engage the enemy!
Engage, there we go. So I think they said F4 and they meant F3. Okay, we're going to want to get over here on the right side. Oh, look at that crash down into the waves.
Warrior! Leave the one breathing!
I know there's got to be a way for me to fight. Because I saw it in the preview videos. Oh, man. Can I get off of this? There we go. Okay. Okay, now we can take part. All right, we're not boarded. Ow. Attempt boarding. Try it again. No, there's no net. Or we're so close, because I think I see a net right there. Which one is me? This one is me. I can't really get off of them. I don't have any rowers. There we go. The waves are splitting us up. Okay, we killed everybody. Well, I know how to get into the fight now. I don't know why that didn't occur to me faster. So I lost 2 dudes. Freedmen. Oh my gosh, all of the merchants were killed. All of them. We kind of failed. We'll take the prisoners. I was late getting there. This looks like it's an upgrade. Swing speed. What about that weapon reach? It is shorter. I say never mind. This is the same thing. Take these. Raider fur shoulder guard. We use that. Don't need arrows. Could use that. 108 swing speed with 45 weapon reach. Not very much cut damage. Again, I think I'll just keep what I've got. This is less armor than the one we have, so we'll take all that. And we can continue on to Ostican. Okay, let's preemptively hit them. Auto deploy. Well, I guess we are deployed. We just got the one ship. Ready. Okay, that sail's really not going to help us. Coming towards each other anyway, so. Let's get involved. Oh, I think I took 2 guys out at once. Well, dude, this is cool, man. Murder on the high seas. This is, dare I say, exhilarating. We lost nobody on that one. I skilled up in athletics, scouting, one-handed sword, and one of the sailing ones. That's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. Weapon tier 0. Okay. Alright, Swift Strike. Yeah, probably. Oh, well, to be blunt. 5% damage with one-handed axes and maces. 0.5 daily security to govern settlement. Well, this is really good. Oh, to one-handed weapons. That's in general. I'm going to take this one. And then we got one for Mariner here. Plus 25% melee weapon handling. And plus 30% loot from defeated merchant convoys. Man, that sounds cool. Versus negative 30% accuracy penalty from ship roll. And plus 50% conformity gain for pirate prisoners in your party while at sea. I like the first one. Okay, we have an attribute point to spend. We're going to spend it on intelligence. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to spend it on... I started to put it into endurance. But we're going to go intelligence. Okay, what is next for us? I guess going to maximum here on athletics. So without an additional attribute point, that brings us, you know, fairly high. 2/3 of the way through the tree. And we'll put a future attribute point into endurance, I think. Whoops. Want to keep them in sight. Get 'em.
Look, there's 2 of them giving chase. We'll have to take one down quickly and hope the Vlandians can hold the other off until we reach them.
All right. I'm gonna try and ram this guy. The wind is into our faces, so a sail won't make a difference. Well, that didn't do hardly nothing. Okay, you saw our guys hook up. Here we go.
Die, you!
Charge. I guess that's my guy. I don't even have my shield out. That's the end of them. Okay. I didn't help a whole lot. X. Yes. Unfurl the sail. It's hard for me to tell who's who there. After the last Sea Hound is defeated, the merchants approach you.
Oh, thanks the heavens. And thank you. Those Sea Hound vessels would have torn us to pieces. You came just in time.
Yeah, no problem. Pony up.
We would still wish to show you our gratitude. I took a collection among the men whose lives you saved today. We wish to offer you a barrel of oil and a bundle of ivory. These are the rewards of our labor over the past months. But they would mean nothing to us if our ship was seized by pirates.
I accept. He didn't have to do that. We were being paid for the job, but I'll take it. Okay, you've returned to Ostican Harbor. Gunnar takes his leave to see if any new information about the Sea Hounds has arrived or any new allies to join you in your fight. He tells you to look for him in the harbor when you are ready to proceed. Alrighty then. Well, we're right at 2 hours. Hey, Smart Stuff, take care, man. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you later. And on that note, yeah, he just said he's got to hit the hay. We're at 2 hours of recording. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here. I am very likely to record some more later today and have that up today as well. I'll be taking tomorrow off for Thanksgiving, and we'll be right back at it on Friday. All right, guys. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues.